Welcome to Popcorn and Pals, the podcast where we talk about all sorts of movies, good and bad, and give you our completely unqualified takes on them. He's Zach, I'm Justin, and today we're talking about the 1989 Best Picture winner starring Dustin Hoffman and Tom Cruise. It's Rain Man. But before we dive in, Zachary, do you want to kick us off with your patented plot summary for Rain Man? I'm really excited to hear it.
I do feel like, just like when we watched our movie last week where there was like some subject matter that's like questionable, I do feel like we need some ground rules. So
Oh, come on.
I
Free
was
reign.
thinking like, no. For me, I don't know how to talk about like, whether it's, mental illness or it's neurodivergent. Like I'm never quite sure the right way to do this. So for me, I'm going to talk about like Raymond's situation in this movie as autism. I'm like, I'm not going to even bring up any other terminology just because I'm,
I think that's completely
a scaredy
fair.
cat and I don't want to say anything that's inappropriate. All right. With that said, here, I'll do my synopsis on this one.
Let's go.
So, all right. To save his struggling business, a man kidnaps his autistic brother in an attempt to extort money from the trustee of his father's estate. When this plan fails, they head to Vegas and using, in air quotes, the power of autism, they win big at Blackjack.
Perfect. That's perfect. The power of autism. Yeah,
I know, right?
love
Like that's what we have it. We'll get the what age the worst, right? But I think like this whole idea of like autism as like a superpower is so overused and like so misrepresented in movies.
Yeah.
What's that stupid doctor show with the what's it called? With the kid from like Finding Neverland. What's it called? Where he's like autistic in it, but he's like the world's best doctor too. It's like another one of those. I forget what that show's called. It's always on like after the Super Bowl because they're trying to promote it or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, autism kind of is like
But
a superpower, especially in Rain Man. He's a genius.
Yeah, he's really got like two illnesses, or he's not two illnesses, but he's got like two things going on where he's autistic, but he's also like a savant. Like I don't really think they're related.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But I think this like movie made it feel like it's related.
Mm-hmm.
But before we get too deep into this, let's do some housekeeping. So I just want to real quickly go over the structure of the podcast, kind of like we did last time, and then give like a real synopsis for people who haven't seen the movie, even though I think this is probably the most popular movie we've covered so far. But
I would agree. Yeah.
All right. So structure-wise, we're going to do a quick chat, which we're in right now, talk about our initial thoughts, initial notes on the movie. Then we'll go into our categories. Our categories are best scene, best character, worst character, age the best, age the worst. What the hell are they talking about? What happened the next day? And then finally, we'll close it out with our favorite topics, our favorite category, hot takes and nitpicks. And then we'll rate whether we think this movie is a classic.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like a real synopsis for this movie, so this movie follows two brothers, right? Tom Cruise's Charlie Babbitt and his autistic brother Raymond Babbitt. Charlie is running a car, international car purchasing business. I'm not quite sure what his business model is.
Yeah,
but it looks like he buys like kind of exotic cars and then resells them in the U.S. Or imports them for clients. And he's like failing, right? He's in over his head financially. Coincidentally, his dad dies and his dad has a large fortune. All that fortune is left to his brother Raymond, who he has never met or did not know about before. Since he doesn't have Charlie does not have access to the fortune, he kidnaps his brother and tries to extort the money from the trustee, basically, right? When the trustee doesn't give in to that, he decides to take his brother back to California. His brother won't get on planes, so they drive across the country. On the way, he basically learns the power of family and ends up wanting to keep Raymond with him. And the money stuff kind of goes away and he becomes a better person in the process. And that's basically the movie Rain Man.
In a nutshell.
I don't know if there's anything you want to add to that.
No. It was a nail in the head. Couldn't have said it better myself.
All right. So let's get into our initial thoughts here. I thought I would start it off because this is probably the biggest movie we've covered, not only from like box office or notoriety, but also I think the success. So I thought I would give it like a baseball card, back of the card stat read, just to
Yeah.
like summarize what's going on in this movie. So $25 million budget, grossed 30 to or 350 to 40 to 400 million globally. Top grossing film of 88, which is insane.
Yeah.
For
Yes,
this
it
kind
is.
of movie. It would
Yeah.
never happen in a million years today. Nominated for 8 Academy Awards and won 4 for Best Picture, Director, Actor, and Screenplay. And then
Mm.
lastly, I thought this was like the most important fact. It is covered by a renowned podcast, Popcorn and Pals. So
I didn't know where you're going with that last one. You didn't know, that's yeah, stats like MVP stats, it's incredible. I thought
yeah,
it was
it's
'cau when I was looking at the Wikipedia page on it, uh, Steven Spielberg was originally signed on as director, but then he left to go do
yep.
Indiana Jones. But he worked on it for, I think, is it 5 months? And then
Hmm.
other actors who were considered to play Ray, Bill Murray, and Ray was going to be or Bill Murray was gonna be Ray, and Dustin was gonna be Charlie. That would have been a whole different movie. Mickey Rourke and Mel
Well,
Gibson.
and Bill Murray basically does that in sorry, good.
No, yeah, yeah, that was it. Like, so
I'll
they
say
were like
Bill Murray basically does that in What About Bob? Have you ever seen that movie?
I think I've seen pieces of it maybe.
Yeah, he plays like an autistic guy.
Yeah. But
But
it's kinda similar to, like, some of the other movies that we've covered in the past, like, Dustin Hoffman he is synonymous with Ray. Like, he is Raymond. So thinking about
mhm,
some of these other actors that were offered the role and turned it down, like, it's it's hard to imagine any of them playing Ray.
yeah. No, the casting what if that I thought was, like, really interesting was they were gonna use real life brothers Dennis and Randy Quaid. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did see that. That would've Dennis and Randy Quaid. Yeah, that would've been it would've been interesting to see, like, without the talent, because I mean, it's Tom Cruise and Dustin Hoffman. I mean, it's powerhouse talent, and they
Mhm.
are what make the movie. So, yeah, I the what ifs of, ho was it if it was somebody else, how would it have turned out is it's interesting. But, yeah, the stats behind this movie are just wild.
Had you ever seen the movie before?
No, so I have seen clips and snippets, but this watch was my first full time seeing it from start to finish.
Okay. Yeah, so this is, I think, my second time seeing it,
Mhm.
and I had seen this later in life too. Like, I actually seeked it out, like, maybe 2 or 3 years ago because I was like, "Ah, this is a big pop culture blind spot for me."
Yeah.
So, I thought this is our first Tom Cruise movie, right?
Mhm.
That we're covering? So, I thought I was like, "Alright, I think he's such a big icon of the last, like, 40 years of movies. Like,
Mhm.
what are your feelings about him? Because I have, like, a lot of, like, thoughts and emotions. Because like, there's, like, part of me that's like, "This guy's insane.
Yeah.
This guy's, like, a lunatic, and this is, like, the best actor of our generation." Or not our
Yeah.
generation, but of, like, the last 40, 50 years.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because I
I
feel like
went through it,
Tom
like, 'cause he's really broken into ages, right? It's like he's broken into, like, these different decades. He's got really different personalities in each decade.
Mhm. Yeah, he's like this movie, he's almost like the actor's actor. Whereas nowadays
Mm.
he's so tied to Mission Impossible, action movies. He is an action star, but he plays such a good butthole. I mean, like I feel like the first half of the movie, I hated Charlie. I hated his character because he's so rude. He's so
Mhm.
mean to Raymond, but that's because
He's a
Tom
dick.
Cruise, he played him flawlessly. Yeah,
Yep.
I really enjoyed so much of this movie, but like with that, Tom Cruise's portrayal of Charlie, he played a very good jerk.
Yeah, I was thinking about it because he's got alright, his '80s movies, right? He's got, like, Top Gun, Risky Business, Rain Man,
Mhm.
and so he's in, like, his young cool guy phase, and then he goes into, like, his '90s, like, adult, mid-30s phase where he's, like, in A Few Good Men, which is, like, probably my favorite movie of all time,
Mm.
Jerry Maguire. And then when he gets to the 2000s, it's like he starts to take on that more action guy specific oriented role. Where, I mean, the first Mission Impossible was in the 90s, but like that was like kind of like a
Like,
unique role for
yeah,
him.
yeah.
Where like like in Minority Report, in the 2000s, we got like Minority Report, Last Samurai, and then 2010s, he's like fully just I'm doing Mission Impossible movies, Edge of Tomorrow,
Mhm.
action guy all the time, Jack Reacher, right? Like, and I think like really it wasn't until 2020 when he did like Top Gun Maverick, which is still kind of an action movie, but
Yeah,
I felt like he was doing something different other than like cool guy, action guy.
yeah. No, he is. I feel like for modern, well, not modern audiences, but for like younger people who didn't grow up with
Mhm.
him in the 80s, he is an action star. I mean, he's an incredible
Yeah.
actor, but I know Tom Cruise. I feel like he's the crazy dude that does his own stunts. Oh, and he's doing Mission Impossible 15 when he's, going to be like 80 years old. That's the Tom Cruise that I know. So yeah, it was Tom Cruise in this movie. He was phenomenal. I mean, especially, I think I looked it up. He was 26, I think, when he made Rain Man, which is just impressive
Mhm.
for such a young actor to act opposite of Dustin Hoffman. I mean, that's that's a tall
Yeah.
order.
I will say, like, for me, Tom Cruise, there's probably like two people who make movies that like cover like 80% of my like top movies. Like, I think I have like 3 or 4 Tom Cruise movies and like my top movies of all time.
Mhm.
And the other person is Aaron Sorkin. He's a writer, right? And like
Casper Van
he's
Dien,
probably got.
Johnny Rico from
I mean,
Starship
he's
Troopers.
pivotal, right? Hey, formative for
Yeah.
sure. But yeah, I was thinking like Tom Cruise is like covering this as the our first Tom Cruise movie. I'm like, God, he's so good. I just love him. So, anyways, I don't know. It was
Mhm.
like the first thing I was like, all right, we got to like flush out our feelings on Tom Cruise, but I just think he's so great. I think it's criminal that he was not. I like because this is 8 Academy Awards and one of them is not him, which
Yeah.
is like insane to me.
Yeah. I'll admit, when I was looking up the awards, and I saw it was nominated for Best Actor and it won Best Actor, I was initially like,
Mhm.
"Which one?" Because I didn't know who would get it. You assume Dustin Hoffman, but Tom Cruise was so good that I feel like he also could have been up for it.
Yeah. No, he was great. I'm like, it's kind of like, honestly, like without, I don't know, I don't know. We were talking about those other actors. Without him, I don't think the movie's as good, and I don't think without Dustin Hoffman it's as good. Like they're so perfect together. Their scenes are so great, and they're just for most of the movie, it's just the two of them. So
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they are I mean, really, I feel like I don't even know who you could say would be the 3rd main actor. I guess it would be Susanna, but she's
like,
gone for
yeah, Susanna,
like half
yeah,
the movie. So it really
that or like his doctor, right?
Dr. Brunner.
All right, you want to start comparing some notes that we wrote down that kind of don't fit in the categories or anything? I don't know
Yeah,
if you got anything
absolutely.
you want to start with.
Um, Really, okay, like I said, this was my first time really, watching this movie from start to finish. The one thing I thought was really interesting, so I've always heard this movie. I don't know about your parents. This movie particularly has really resonated with my family, like my parents. My stepdad thinks Rain Man is
Okay.
one of the best movies ever made. Hannah's parents, to this day, quote Rain Man almost daily. They say whenever they're making dinner and dinner's almost ready, they always say 12 minutes to Wapner. Um, like
Okay.
it's so huge for them because like you said, it was such a big part of the late 80s and it was a huge phenomenon at the time. Um, for me, I thought it was really interesting, I guess, just to see their portrayal of autism and mental disabilities and just kind of
Mm.
we have such a better understanding of it nowadays, decades later, but so much of this movie is Charlie understanding what's going on with his brother Ray. Even the people around him, like that one scene, I'm not trying to jump ahead, but the one scene where they go to the small town and I don't know, it's like Missouri or something, but he
Yeah.
has Ray see
I
a
got
doc
that in.
yeah, he has Ray see a doctor and they're like, "I don't know what he's artistic."
The nurse doesn't even know what autism is. I have them in
Yeah,
like worst characters because I'm like, how does a nurse not even know what autism is, right?
yeah,
Like
but I
the
think that's
worst
a
nurse on the planet.
It's a wonderful reflection of, I guess, just where we
Mhm.
were with, a medical understanding of autism in the late '80s versus now. Going back to it, it's like
Mhm.
with my stepdad, he loves it. He's like, "Oh man, it's such a funny movie." And like, yeah, there are funny scenes, but I think we just have a different understanding of it nowadays. And yeah, it was an interesting time period study for me, I think.
I would not call this out and outright like a comedy.
No.
I'm like, there's definitely humor in their interaction and in their misunderstandings, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I would not call it a comedy, but it does have some moments that got me pretty good. So
Yes, it does.
my first note was just holy shit. When they opened the opening scene, I'm like, holy shit, this is the 80s. Like the
Yes.
synth music, you got Tom Cruise, you got Lambos coming down, you got corded car phones, like, just the hardest 80s 10 minutes ever.
The soundtrack of this movie. Between the actual
Oh man.
licensed music and then Hans Zimmer's score
Mhm.
with, I don't know, he has like a tribal flute. There were so much tribal flute throughout this movie
Yeah,
that
it wears on you through the movie and you like it more and more as it goes.
yes, exactly.
I did say when I saw like Hans Zimmer's name come up, I was like, man, we have come a long way from this with him.
Yeah.
I think this is like his first big movie he scored.
Really?
Yeah, I think I saw that. I don't know, maybe I could be totally bullshitting on that one, but I thought I saw this was like his like first like headlining movie that he scored.
Yeah.
And you just like compare that to like Inception. It's like not even
He's
the
got
same.
Hans has come a long way.
But he's got, like, a lot of variety. I mean, I think there's, like, animated movies he's done and things like that too. So he's, like, done Disney movies and things. So he's got a
Mhm.
pretty big variety, but
Yeah.
I just picture him as the boom
Yeah,
guy, you
he's
know?
he's Mr. Orchestra.
Alright, my next note. I thought they did a really, really good job of, like, as you're traveling across America,
Mm.
it feels like they're in different places. I think they filmed a lot of it in these, like, real locations. Where I feel like today, it'd be like the movie takes place in New York, LA, and they're all like shot in like Atlanta and Vancouver, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And I thought they did like a really good job of like making it feel tactile. Like full disclosure, I lived in Cincinnati for 5 years, right? And those are definitely really in Cincinnati. Like the bridge that they're going over, like that's making the noise and stuff. Like that's I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on what the bridge is called. It's
Is it
not
the
Brett's
main
Spine, but it
is
doesn't
it the
matter.
main
But like
bridge?
that's really in Cincinnati, right?
Yeah.
So they have 2, like, main bridges. That's, like, the old historic one, and now they have this one that the I-70, 5 goes over, and it's, like, the poster child for, like, poor infrastructure in the United States. Like, every president, when they're campaigning, comes to Cincinnati to stand in front of that bridge and point at it and look at, like, "This is what's wrong with this country." It's called the Brent Spence. But there's those are the 2 main bridges over the Ohio River there between Kentucky and Cincinnati. All right, what you got any more notes?
No, 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 that was, I mean, we'll dive into the more the specifics, but just off the rip, yeah, that
Okay.
was my initial
So
take on it.
I got 2 more.
Yeah.
I got 2 more. One, I like the way they shoot the movie because, like, it's what I mean by that is, like, when, like, for example, when they're in the car and the camera's with them and it's kinda bouncing with the car and, like, it's in their face because like, the camera has to physically be there, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
And, like, it's big, it's 80s camera and everything. Like, I feel like nowadays so much they'd have some, like, device that, like, steadied everything. They'd post-production steady everything. The car would be half digital and the whole background would be digital, and, like, the camera would be in some impossible place that it really couldn't be in. And, like,
Mhm.
I just feel there's, like, a tactileness to, like, using a camera that you have to be there and, like, the lighting is the sun,
Yeah.
you know? And it just felt very tactile. I thought, like, not only is, like, it's very cinematic, which it was nominated for an Academy Award for, and there's, like, some really great like, shots and the way they set the shots up and everything, but it just felt so tactile because it was really tactile.
Yeah.
And just, like, I don't know, you put that against such modern movies and, they just feel so much
They feel
more artificial, I guess.
yeah, they feel fake. No, it feels real. It feels like they had to work for those shots. They had to actually get that out there on the road, like you say, and no, I agree. I feel like with, like, all these older movies that we've watched, there's a lot of appreciation for how they made these movies, how they got these shots. Because yeah, you're nowadays, they just go on, like, a green screen. They go in a studio and just shoot everything, and it's I don't know, it seems like a something from, like, a bygone era.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. No, I just I don't know, like, yeah, I just there's, like, a lot of, I don't know, appreciation I have for, like, the way old movies were, and, like, I think people are so concerned about, like, "I want my vision exactly this way, and the building's gotta be over here, and the mountains, I want them to be this shape." And I'm like, "Just shoot a mountain."
Yeah.
It might not be the exact shape you want in the background or, like, but I'm like, "Just go shoot a mountain." Like, it'll look better. It'll look more real if it's a real mountain, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyways.
Absolutely.
Alright, my last note is about who's on first.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
like, the saying he so are you were you familiar you're familiar with that, right?
I'd never heard of it, and I actually have that under the "What the hell are they talking about" section.
Oh, really? Okay, I'll save it for then, okay. We'll save it.
Yeah.
The Abbott and Costello bit. 'Cause I'm like, I don't know if we'll ever get to an Abbott Costello movie
No,
on
yeah,
this
yeah.
podcast. They're pretty rough. I've watched a few of them. Alright, we'll get there then. Alright, so do we wanna start the categories?
Yeah, let's jump into the categories.
Okay, perfect. I'll start with just kind of recapping them. So we'll start off with best scene, then go into the characters, best character, worst character. We'll follow by what's aged the best, what aged the worst. We'll get to the WTF are they talking about, and then we'll do what happened the next day. Should there be a sequel? And then last we'll come in with hot takes and nitpicks. So let's start with
Mhm.
best scene. Do you want to give me your first scene?
Um, yeah, I'll kick it off. It's really okay. I think I think my vote for best scene is, like, halfway through the movie when they get to one of the hotels, but I think once Charlie starts to spend more time with Ray, you start to see him understand Ray more, and in this scene, it kicks off, and he says, they're gonna set up Raymond's pens, I think, so he can write or color, whatever he wants to do. He's gonna get him his apple juice, he's gonna get him his cheese balls. He's almost like he's anticipating what Ray wants to do, right? Because he's getting to know. He's been living with Ray for a few days, so he's adjusting to Ray. And that sets up, it leads right into the bathroom scene where Charlie makes that connection that
Oh yeah.
Raymond was Rain Man and that Raymond was present in his life when he was a kid. And it's almost like a switch like flips for Charlie. And you get to see, the jerk, I guess, like character kind of melt away for a little bit. And he has such deep sympathy for Raymond. He's running his bathwater. Raymond has a freak out. And rather than getting angry at Ray like he does in so much of the front end of the movie, he has a lot of sympathy for Raymond. And for me, I think that was
Mhm.
like, I know we'll probably get into like the casino scene and all of that stuff. But for me, I think that was my favorite scene because so much of the front half of the movie, some of those were actually kind of borderline hard to watch because Tom Cruise plays he plays such a great jerk character. And when he would get angry at Ray, ooh, some of those were tough because you're like, man, that's just, yeah, to the point of it felt like you're just watching, I don't know. So to see that scene where Charlie really kind of comes around, it was really fun to watch. That was my favorite scene.
Yeah, no, it's like when he melts down, right? When it kind of comes to him that he's talking about the baby, he's talking about this, right? He's like, oh my God, that moment he's like, he has the realization, oh my God, this was Rain Man is my brother, and my
Mm,
brother was caring for me, and like this imaginary character that I actually, because he even brings it up earlier in the movie,
yeah.
and it's kinda goofy because I was like, bringing up an imaginary character to your
Yeah,
girlfriend,
just
whatever. She's like, "Okay, cool, dude."
randomly.
You know,
Yeah.
right? But, I mean, obviously has a purpose in the narrative.
Mhm.
But, like, the fact that he's still bringing it up in his 20s, right, that this imaginary character did have, like, some sense of comfort to him and that, like, oh my god, realization, like, this is really my family, this is my brother. Um, and you took care of me and you loved me and all those things. It's
Mhm.
yeah, it's a wonderful wonderful scene. And yeah, as soon as it like switches in his head, like his character changes. He's still kind of a dick. There's no, he's the dick the whole movie,
Yeah. Yeah.
but he starts like becoming less of a dick to Raymond, right?
Yeah.
And a dick to everyone else.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a great scene.
What was your favorite scene?
All right. So my best scene in the movie, the sex scene when Raymond
Oh
is
my god.
mimicking him.
Yeah. Is that your favorite
No,
scene?
is that not it? That not the best one? It's definitely probably the scene that made me laugh out loud the most. Like, not only that part, right? But then, uh, Susanna starts challenging Charlie on like,
Mhm.
"You're not doing this for the right reasons," and she's like, what does he say? He's like, he's like, "You're using him." He's like, "Am I using you, Ray?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "You shut
Yeah.
up," to Ray.
Yeah.
Like, I just thought like it got me. So when he's like, "Ray, am I using you?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "You shut up, Ray." Oh, no one was asking you.
Yeah.
And he's just like kind of manically losing it. And I don't know. I do love that scene. And like the start of it, it's iconic. But I don't know if that's definitely not my favorite scene. But that's probably my first like their interaction, the way that they play off each other, right? Where, Ray is doing his thing is so interesting. But I think the first like I like truly iconic scene is the scene in the diner once Susanna
Mhm.
leaves
Mhm.
and he's getting the pancakes and um he's talking to Ray and he's starting to Charlie's talking to Ray and he's starting to understand like, okay, it's this guy's not just my autistic brother, but he actually like, or this autistic person that I kidnapped, right?
Yeah.
But he actually has like this gift that I'm starting to see.
Mhm.
um and then there's like the drop the toothpick scenes. We get a little Bonnie Hunt cameo.
Was she in this? I
She's
didn't
our
even know.
first repeat actor.
I didn't
That's
even.
who the waitress is Bonnie Hunt.
Wow. I didn't notice that.
Yeah. So she's our first repeat actress because she's in Dave too, right? She's the
Yeah.
we're moving, we're moving, we're moving, right? So
The
I
tour
was
guide.
like, 2 Bonnie Hunts and like the smallest roles possible. That is pretty
Mm,
fun.
yeah.
Did you have any other scenes that you liked that you want to mention?
I feel like, well, you touched on it. I have it under like H the best, but so many of the little humor scenes that Ray has, like
Mhm.
am I using you, Ray? Yeah. Or like, we're gonna drive to LA, we're not gonna fly. Okay, but Jeopardy's at 5 o'clock. Like so many of those little quirky comments that Ray has, the it's hard, you can't really plug them as an entire scene, but peppered all the way throughout the movie. They're so funny, they catch you.
Oh, no, yeah, when he farts in the,
In the phone booth.
in the phone booth, he's like, "Did you
Yeah.
fart, Ray? How can you stand that?" He's like, "No, I don't mind it," The scene too, when they're in the car and he's talking about his underwear and he's gotta go to Kmart to get, like, the specific boxers that he wants, and
Yeah.
then he just, like, loses it, pulls the car over, and starts just, like, ranting and raving. Like,
Yeah.
all those scenes are like, all those, like when it's just the 2 of them, it's the best parts of the movie.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree.
The, uh, I think one of my favorite scenes, and it kinda hits the same thing that, you're talking about with the bathroom scene,
Mhm.
where he realizes, like, that he knew Ray, he remembers Ray, like, Ray was Rain Man, right? And he starts softening. I think there's the scene when they first get to the hotel in Vegas, and he's helping him prepare for the date, that doesn't really exist, and he's dancing with him, and he,
Mhm.
like, tries to hug him, and, like,
Oh, yeah.
that scene, like, where that's just, like, fully transformed Charlie. He's like, "I am in on my brother, like, this is my person,
Mhm.
like, I will take care of you the rest of my life," and he tries to go in for the hug, and, like, Raymond freaks out, and it just, like, kinda breaks your heart for Charlie,
Yeah.
and, I don't know, and I think that was one of my other top contenders, that scene.
Yeah. I have, like, kind of a weird, and it's not so much that, like, the scene was good, it was just kind of like I personally really enjoyed how they did this. So after the winning at the Vegas table, it seems like they are in a wonderful spot. Ray is calm, he's doing great. He's looking forward to this dinner dance that he has with, like, the prostitute. Charlie's clear
Yeah.
of all of his debts. He's on cloud 9. Susanna came back after she's been gone for so long. So, like so many things are going well. And then it's like I don't know what you call him, like the pit boss, like at the casino wants to see Charlie and you're like, okay, they're going to get in trouble. They got caught counting cards and they sit him down the whole time. I'm like, come on, please don't get him in trouble. Like Charlie's going to go to jail or something like that. And then what's going to happen? To see them say, like, they tell Charlie, "We know you're doing something, we don't know what, but just get your money and just leave." That I actually really enjoyed that because there was so when Ray first meets Iris at the bar and she's like, "What are you guys doing here?" And he's like, "Oh, we're counting cards." My heart dropped 'cause like, "Oh god." That was like the one thing that
Mm.
Charlie told him not to say, and he said it because he doesn't know any better. And so you think like that's it. They're gonna get in trouble, or somebody's going to jail, or somebody's gonna get beat up, or something's gonna happen. And for them to just get to be able to walk away from that, personally, I was so happy to see that because it didn't feel I don't know. I think it would have felt forced, like forced drama if something would have happened. Like, they've gone through not like trials and trepidation, all that stuff, but like they've grown so much and to see them trip at like the finish line would have been so terrible. So I was personally very happy that, that Charlie, they were like, just get out of here, take your money and go.
Yeah, I think we have been conditioned on, like, because of movies, on how Vegas acts in those situations. Like,
Hmm.
they're not going out there and breaking legs and, like, "Look, I mean, you won at the table, you beat us, like, leave." You know? But,
Yeah.
like, I think we've just been conditioned by, Casino or, Ocean's 11 or, what's that Blackjack movie, 21 or something like that, where they're,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
pulling people into back alleys and breaking legs and, who's on and all that stuff, like, I think we've just been conditioned so much, and so it's, like, nice when they're probably more closer to reality, there's like, "Get out of here."
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. The last scene that I had kinda, like, making notes as, like, a potential candidate for best scene,
Hmm.
and really I don't think it's the best scene, but, like, the scene where they go see, like, the doctor that's evaluating them at the very end of the movie,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that whole part is like, he's like, "No, I want," he's like, "I'm family, blah, blah, blah," right? And they're kinda arguing over each other, like, that stuff's all fine and dandy, but then when everyone leaves the room and it's just him and Raymond, when it's just
Mhm.
Charlie and Raymond, and he, like, basically tells you, like, "I love you, my brother," and they put their heads against each other, and it's, like, the first time I think that Raymond lets someone touch him
Mm.
too, like that, like in a more well, we'll get to worse scenes. Let someone touch him in a in a way
Yeah.
that is, that kind of invaded his space. And it just sits there and, like, lets them linger, and you can just tell, like, how much they want or especially Charlie wants this.
Mhm.
And I just thought it was kind of like a beautiful moment in the film too.
Yeah.
I think, like, the
Especially.
sentimental moments, between Charlie and Raymond are, like, some of my favorite.
Yeah, especially because you get to see their relationship go from literally nothing to really everything by the end of it. And, yeah, especially for Charlie to kinda crack that shell of being a butthole. It's yeah, it's a good send up.
The second, because the first time I watched it, I was with you, like, the first half of the movie, I'm like, "God, Tom Cruise is such a dick in this movie," right? And, the second time I watch it, now knowing I see the switch, I
Mhm.
appreciated, like, the first half of Tom Cruise a lot more, even though he's still a dick and you're like but you knew he's gonna get there, right? It makes it, I think, a little easier to watch his, like, more jerkish stuff that he does.
Sure.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think, like, for you, best scene wise, I know you said yours. I'm with you. I had the exact same scene. The scene in the bathroom where he realizes he's Rain Man is
Mhm.
the best scene.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
All right, best character.
Oh
Who's your
god.
candidate?
I can't. I truly can't decide between either of them. 'Cause they're 2 okay, 1, they're both phenomenal, but 2, they're just different flavors, right? I mean, like, there were several times where I had to stop myself like, in the middle of watching this movie and like, "Oh, they're actors." Like, they do such a phenomenal job, especially Dustin Hoffman, that you kind of forget. You almost feel like you're watching, like, 2 people in live real time, but I don't know if I can pick between them 2. Maybe okay, Dr. Brunner, best character.
I would say, who are the 2 you're talking about? Dr. Brunner and Susanna, right?
Yeah, yeah. Who is
No,
yours?
so,
'Cause
like,
I'm
Charlie
I'm
Babbitt, right? Yeah, Charlie Babbitt, Tom Cruise, right? Like, it's really a testament to Tom Cruise about how charismatic he is, that he
mhm,
can be such a dick. Like, this is, I think, some of the highest level of being a dick that I've ever seen him be in a movie, and you still like him, you know?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
He still is able to grow on you, right? Like, it's really a testament to his acting. And I think to your point, right? Like, I don't know. I mean, I've watched, like Love on the Spectrum, right? Like, we went to school with people who were autistic. And so we've seen autism a
mhm,
lot in our lives. And like, I don't know if the Raymond version is like everything I've seen and not seen, but it doesn't feel like it's a testament to his ability to not feel like one to feel like it's a real person with a real with really this with autism, and that it's not like kind of gross or lame or corny or over the top. Like I mean,
mhm,
it's just incredible that Dustin Hoffman can play Raymond so well. And I don't know, I mean, like, I think if anything, it's, like, been, like, a sin on Hollywood because he wins the Oscar for this, and then it's just, like, 30 years of people chasing that same goal,
yeah,
right? Like, with I Am Sam or Forrest Gump or What's Eating Gilbert Grape or, like, it's like, "Oh, we gotta do the
yeah,
you
dude,
know, the
Dustin
some
Hoffman.
sort of physical or mental disorder role to
Mm.
get the Oscar kinda checkbox," right? And, like, it works for some and doesn't work for some others. I mean, I think to a point, right, where, like, Tropic Thunder spoofs it in, like, in the early 2000s because it became such a cliche.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it really I'm not sure if it really starts with Dustin Hoffman, but I feel like it does.
If it didn't start with him, he perfected it. Throughout the entirety of the
Mhm.
movie, it's impressive that that character does not falter whatsoever. Like, okay, you know how if you watch any actor that has to do, like, an accent, I feel like there are times where you can place where they might drop that accent or they like, the illusion
Yeah.
kind of goes away in certain spots, and the entirety of watching him through this movie, there was none of that. He was from start to finish, he was Raymond and nothing but Raymond, and I feel like that is impressive. So
No,
I just don't.
you stole my
What were you saying?
No, go ahead.
No, between all of that, it's just hard to. I mean, I guess I would say best character Raymond, but I don't know, it's a neck and neck race for me.
Yeah, you stole my, idea, right? To me, like, them together is the best character. When they're
Mm,
together in the movies, it's the best moments. So, to me, like, they're both winners in my mind of best character,
mm,
Charlie and
mhm.
Raymond Babbitt.
Yeah, I agree.
Alright, worst characters.
You kick it off.
I did not like Susanna.
Yeah? What was it
I
about
thought
Susanna
she's
that
kind
you
of
didn't?
I think her dialogue is terrible. Like, or at least the delivery of it, I don't know.
Yeah. She was okay, I don't know really anything about this actress. I did look her up just on IMDb, and she had quite a bit of roles back then. And I don't know, because she does not seem like a great actress, not trying to be mean, but, it did. A lot of her scenes felt fairly wooden and hollow, but yeah, Susanna, not great, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the accent or something that's like, I feel like she's more of, like, what the '80s thought a good actress should be, which is very pretty and, like, like, got sex appeal,
Mhm,
and then, being able to act comes second. I mean, she's not terrible in the movie, right? It definitely doesn't, like, hinder the movie, but,
mhm,
from a character perspective, I don't know, I thought she was kinda, like, the weaker link of the 3 leads.
for sure. Yeah, I agree. I think for me,
I
I
also had we
uh, I was gonna say, I think for me, Dr. Brunner was not what I wanted. I don't I think more so, I don't know if it was the way that his character was written. I also feel like the actor didn't do a super great job. Every time he was on the screen, he just really didn't do much, especially with, like, his background. So Dr. Brunner knows Charlie and Raymond's father. He said he was really close with him, right? He's the what did you say? Is he the executor of the will or what was he?
Mhm. He's the executor of and he manages the trust.
Okay. So he had such close ties to their father, and he has made several points to Charlie that he loves having Raymond and taking care of Raymond. Like Wellbrook is where Raymond needs to be. All these things, right? When he gets kidnapped, he's just like, "Hey, Charlie, that's not cool, man. Can you bring him back here real quick?" I feel like there should have been, I don't know, something more from Dr. Brunner, but he just, again, I don't know if it was the actor or just the way that he was written, but he felt like a not scary threat to Charlie and Ray to me.
Yeah, I agree. I think because and like one thing I didn't like about the way he talks with Charlie in particular, right? He's like always cagey, right? So it's
Mm.
like he'll like when he first comes to the institution, he's like, "Yes, I'm the trustee. I know your dad. I'm not telling you anything else." They
Yeah.
go out to the car, and Raymond's in the car, and he figures out that it's his brother. Like, yeah, he's your brother. Okay, I'll tell you now that you figured it out. I'll tell you, but I'm not telling you anything else about the money. He's like, well, you have $3 million, and you can. It's like, well, I'm not giving you any of that. Now that you know this detail, I'm not telling you. It's like every time he waits till Charlie learns it, and then he's like, okay, I guess now that you know it, the cat's out of the bag. I'll tell you more. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think it's kind of like strangely written
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
To your point, but I don't know if that's the actor or the dialogue or
It's
just the
probably
expositional nature of the dialogue.
yeah, it's probably a mixture of both. It felt okay, it felt like so much of the movie, not so much that they were running away from Brunner, but he was the opposing force, right? Like, that's who Charlie was
Hmm.
trying, 1, to ransom his brother, 2, and he was trying to get him I mean, he needed to get back to LA, but Brunner was the opposite of them that they are trying to extort, that he is the bad guy. I don't wanna say bad guy, but and he just felt like a fart. I don't know. He didn't do anything for me.
I agree. Yeah, he's a weak link for sure. The other ones I had, they're like I don't even think the characters have names. But to your point, and the doctor and the nurse in the small town,
Yeah.
worst doctor and nurse on the planet. He like
Yeah.
he gets an autistic patient, and he's just like, all right, let's play games with him. Let's figure out what he can do. like that doesn't
So
seem very tech professional.
starts having to do math problems on the spot.
I know. Like okay, and then there's like the doctor evaluating them at the end.
Mm.
And he's just talking over everybody. He's like, "Well, this is easy. We're not, I'm not trying to say anything, but I'm just gonna yell at you the whole time." I'm like, this guy's overacting. I don't know what what are you evaluating? You're not talking to anybody. Like you're just
Yeah.
yelling over everybody.
Yeah.
To
Do you wanna
like
stay with
some
your
of the worst
brother,
medical
Ray?
professionals.
Yeah. Whoever did their research into, making these characters, they didn't care about accuracy, healthcare accuracy.
So for me, I think all in all, Susanna's probably my least favorite
Mm.
character in the movie. I don't think she's terrible, but I do think like, yeah, kind of,
For as big of a
it's
role as she
weaker when it's just
plays,
Charlie and her.
yeah, for sure.
All right, age the best. We're almost age the worst, but age the best.
Well, on my list, we already kinda touched on it, but I love the soundtrack. That was my number 1. Loved it.
Hmm.
And it's probably just as I get older, I feel like I like '80s music and sounds more and more. Um, but then also, I feel like the humor, so much of what we talked about with Ray's character, just his little one-liner quips, like, they hold up today, and I feel like that's something that even 50 years from now, they'll still be really funny. Whereas, like, I feel like if you go back and you watch, like, comedies throughout the decades, especially, like, some of the stuff that we grew up on, I go back and I watch it and I'm like, "Oh, man, this is awful. How did we ever think this is funny?" But so many little humor moments from this movie, I feel they're perfect, they're timeless.
Yeah, I agree. I love the music too. I think it's just very fun. You know,
Mhm.
um, it remind me a lot of like Beverly Hills Cop too. It's like kind of got that like that synth, kind of thing. It was
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
I had Wayfair sunglasses.
Oh, yeah.
You can't beat a good pair of Wayfarers.
No.
Tom Cruise looking cool as shit in them.
80s style all the way throughout.
Road
I
trip
will
movies?
yeah, yeah.
No, go ahead, sorry.
Oh, yeah,
There's a
so
bit of
much
delay. I don't know, is there a bit of delay for you?
it feels like there's like a 3-second delay from when I say
Yeah.
something and you hear it.
Mhm.
Um,
Let's try to turn off our cameras.
okay.
See if that helps. Forgot.
I did mine at the bottom.
Alright, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, there's still probably a little bit of delay. Oh, well, we'll figure it out.
Do you wanna turn cameras back
We're
on?
just gonna have to yeah. I don't know, yeah, sure. We'll just have to talk, like, be very deliberate when we end sentences, you know?
Sure. Okay. You were going on you were talking about, Wayfarers.
Yeah, Wayfarers. Just cool sunglasses.
Mhm.
I think they've aged the best. I love Wayfarers. I still wear Wayfarers. Did you have another one? I have a
No.
few more.
No, yeah, you go for it.
Road trip movies? Like, it always works. I love a
Mhm.
road trip movie.
Yeah, I agree.
You get to visit, places.
Well, and like you talked about, like this was a movie where they actually got on the road and they drove. And I think the Wikipedia page has one of the is it a gas station maybe? I think it's the gas station where they have the phone booth scene, but they show it like it's such a historical monument from this movie that it's still standing. And they have it's a picture of it's all rusted and down and all that stuff. Yeah, they act like a road trip movie where they actually got on the road.
Yeah. No, it's great. I think Vegas as a movie location is also always works.
Mhm. Agreed.
And then the last one I had, 1949 Buick Roadmaster, or is that what it's
Mm,
called? Right, the Roadmaster? The
I
car?
think
I
yeah.
think that car, by the end of the movie, I wanted that car.
Drive with, the top down always, no top up. That's a
I just
good
thought it
call
was it's just like, I don't know. It was cool.
yeah, that's a good call out because I yeah, when they f I guess I didn't anticipate the car being such a huge part of the movie, but because when you first see it and Charlie talks about how he got in trouble driving and his dad never let him take it, and that is more of a 3rd character than Susanna.
100%. It is. It really is that's the third lead,
Yeah.
the car. I tried to look it up to see how much the car was worth, to see like what his real inheritance he got, because I'm like, this got to be an expensive car. But even only the movie version of the car, not even like a real version, but like the one that was actually used in the movie, only sold for about $350,000, which is a lot of money. But
Yeah.
so it didn't sound like the $3 million versus the car, not really the same.
Yeah. That's interesting. Because it seems like it would be like a classic car worth tons, millions or something. I don't know.
All right, and then I did have Bonnie Hunt in this category too, but we already talked about her. I was like, Bonnie Hunt, it's good to see you.
Bonnie Hunt with another baby part from the late 80s.
Yeah. All right, age the worst.
I have a few things on here. Okay. Or actually, sorry. No, I was jumping ahead. Okay, age the worst. I have one scene in particular, and I know that this is probably on your list somewhere. The elevator kiss with Susanna. Uh, that whole scene really threw me off. It starts off innocent enough because when they're in the elevator and she asks him like, "Hey, can I have that dance that, whatever." And it's almost like really sweet when they start to dance. You're like, "Wow, this is a kind of a heartfelt scene," like Raymond gets to have this dance that he didn't get to have with Iris because she didn't show up, and then she asks him, "Do you want to kiss me?" And they have a kiss, and it turns super creepy and awkward. And I still don't understand what the point of that was. It was so weird.
No, I literally wrote, "Why are you doing this? It means nothing to him. Kissing him means nothing to him.
Yeah,
So why are you doing it?
yeah.
Is it for you?"
It's just the whole thing. It felt
I don't know.
so out of place and so weird.
Yeah, I agree. It's the worst scene of the movie.
And I think
Probably contributed to why I didn't like her the most.
yeah, I think that's totally warranted and valid. I think if you just cut off the kiss part, let them have the dance, it's fine. It's saved. Scene saved. But that kiss, ooh, that felt really weird in 2026.
Agreed. Agreed.
What
I
did
have a
you
few
have?
more.
Yeah, what do you got?
All right. Payphones
Mm,
throughout the whole movie.
Mhm.
If you're watching this right now as, like, a young person, you'd be like, "Why are they keep stopping at these phones?" Like, takes up so much time. They spend so much time in them.
He does.
Alright, my other one, buttoning the top of your suit shirt
Mm.
without a tie,
Mhm.
terrible look.
Yeah.
Terrible look. Like,
It's
this
w
movie ruined it.
Yeah, it is wild that that was popular in the '80s. Is that they both did that when they were in Vegas, right?
Yeah, Tom Cruise does it, like, many times throughout the movie. Like, there's, like, several times where he's, I think Raymond only does it the one time when he dresses him up like him.
Mm.
But I'm like, "Yeah, that's not a good look. No, it's not coming. I mean, not coming back for me." I don't know. Maybe I'm out of touch with people, but it's not coming back.
We're gonna get you buttoned up to that top button for your next work meeting.
And then I had autism as a superpower is just such a bad cliche now. Like,
Yeah.
it's not autism, right? Like, it has nothing to do with it. And it's just used now in movies as like, well, he's odd, but he's gonna be the best math whiz, or he's gonna recall every single scene. It's gonna be like a power that he can use, right? Like, they use it like that way, and
Mhm.
I don't feel like it's a fair representation of what autism really looks like.
Yeah. That's a good call out. I mean, the entire Vegas scene, yeah, it's weird because it's like it's a high note for the movie. Charlie gets out of debt. It seems like that's a really big bonding point for him because after that, Raymond is his savior. And it's like that's where, like you talked about, when he teaches him how to dance, and it's like they bond and they have all of these intimate moments and scenes, but that comes off the heels of them really doing criminal things. And, well, I guess not criminal, but yeah, doing something as sleazy as counting cards to win money at a Vegas table. It's all because Raymond's autistic and
Yeah.
he's, hyper fixated on counting cards, but yeah, superpower.
It's just, I don't know. It's not I think it works in this movie. It just gets used so much after this movie that I
Mhm.
feel like it's just aged the worst. Like, it's not good. It's not like it's so cliche now and so not representative, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Anything else for what's aged the worst?
No, no. I think it's time
That's my
to
list.
I think it's time to figure out what the hell they were talking about. I have a few things.
All right, let's do it. Okay.
Okay. So first up, when Charlie first asked Brunner at Wellbrook what's wrong with Ray, Brunner says he is an autistic savant, or Charlie might be more familiar with the term idiot savant. I had never heard that before, ever. And again, I think that's like going back to, it's just a sign of the times and we know much more about it these days, but
Yeah.
I've never heard that label for autism before.
Yeah, that's the 80s.
Mm.
That's 80s for you.
Yeah.
No, yeah. No, yeah. I think when we watched, the Philadelphia Story, remember the scene where she's doing Lydia and he calls her an idiot? I think they used it in the same terms of, like, someone with, like, a mental
Mm,
situation.
yeah.
And it means something different to us today, right? But
Mhm.
yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Did you have anything for what are they talking about?
Yeah, I had swing loans. He has a swing loan, and
Huh.
I had never heard of that terminology before. I'm like I have a master's degree in finance, right? And I work in accounting, and I've never heard of a swing loan.
So what's a swing loan?
So it's actually what we would call today a bridge loan, I think, probably more commonly.
Mm,
So it's like a loan between, when you don't have equity because it's tied up in something like a house or a vehicle or something like cars in this case, and you need the cash to float that until you get the either the payment out of it or you sell your house or something like that. So it's a very temporary loan,
hmm,
but we would call it a bridge loan, or what I would be familiar with it as a bridge loan.
hmm. Yeah, I'd never heard of that either. I don't even remember them saying swing loan. I missed that.
Yeah, it's the first scene when they're talking about the financing of the cars and how he's like, has to get his payment
Oh,
back, and that's what they keep calling it as a swing loan.
I gotcha. Okay.
I don't think you need it to understand the movie. It's just a loan, right? And he needs to pay back his loan, right?
Oh,
But
but it
I was as a finance person, I wanted to know what a swing was.
yeah, it helps. Like my other 2 points on what are they talking about, we already touched on one, but the Who's on First by Abbott and Costello. Well, I don't think they say by Abbott and Costello. He just says who's on first. Ray's doing his who's on first to calm down or whatever. I had no idea. I didn't know what that was. I had to look that up. But then also Wapner. So much, yeah, like I said, my in-laws say 12 minutes to Wapner. I've heard that for the last almost 10 years. No idea what is Wapner. Um, so, both of those things, I threw them on there. I had no idea what they were talking about, and they're used several times throughout the movie.
Yeah, the who's on first is like that's like his what do you call it? It's like his tell for when he's nervous.
Mhm.
And so when he goes to every time he's going to a new hotel or a new house, and he does it when he gets to Ray's house too. And I think it kind of, not Ray's house, excuse me. When he gets to Charlie's house, he does the who's on first when he gets in there. And I think it kind of hurts Charlie a little bit when he's watching him do it. And he's like, okay, I got to make him more comfortable. But it's like his tell for being nervous. Have you ever, like, so did you watch it? The actual clip?
No, I did not.
Dude, I don't know. It is funny that you'd never heard of it. I would say it's pretty famous. Like, I think, you would ask all of our parents, they would know what it was. It is
Mhm.
not funny at all. And it's like iconic. I don't get it. Maybe it's just because it's 50 years old or 60, 70 years old at this point now. But I'm like, it's not funny.
Yeah. Well,
It's
now
so dumb.
I have to go watch it now. Yeah, I have to understand what exactly it is.
It's just I mean, it's been parodied 100 times. All it is like, right, like the baseball player's name is Who, and so
Mhm.
they keep saying, "Who's on first?" And he's like, "Well, I don't know. You gotta tell me who's on." So stupid, but maybe it was like a novel at the time. It's been
Mhm.
done 100 different ways,
Mhm.
since then. But man, I've never understood Abbott and Costello. Like their slapstick kind of humor that they have from back then. It's just
Yeah.
it's lost on me, and that scene is lost on me. But it
This
is
is
iconic. So,
yeah, a comedy from a different time, I guess.
what was the other one? The Wapner? Is that like a TV show?
Yeah, so he gets to actually they show him they show the show in the movie at some point when he's watching it, but it looks like it's a courtroom, like, legal show, almost reminiscent of a Judge Judy maybe, but again, I'd never heard of it,
Y-
and yeah, I don't know. Interesting.
Yeah, and maybe he was like the judge on People's Court because I think he's watching People's Court.
Oh, maybe
Man,
that's what it is then, yeah, 'cause it absolutely like, there's 2 guys
I
that
don't
look
know.
like they're standing up and facing a judge. That's why I was like, "That looks like a Judge Judy show," and but yeah, he's
Yeah.
yeah, they never say specifically what exactly who Wapner is. I mean, I assumed it was the main judge, but yeah, it's probably People's Court, like you
Yeah.
say, and he was just the judge on it.
Um. Okay, the one I had too was like the TVs in the chairs at the airport that he's watching, and they're the big tube
Oh,
TVs. I was like, I
yeah.
had never seen that before.
Yeah, that's a good call out. Yeah. I feel like I've seen the handheld
Yeah.
TV
And
that Charlie buys him, but I'd never
mhm.
seen the TVs on the chair before.
So when I was a kid, like 7, I was like 7 years old. I saved every birthday card money that I got, every chore money that I got, allowance money I got for like ever, so I could buy one of those portable TVs. So I had one in like 8th grade. It was like, I mean, it was $100, which was probably way bigger than I imagined it was in the 90s, but I saved forever. I would not spend any money so I could get one of those portable TVs. And it showed like 5 channels, and you had to be like in the corner of the lunchroom at the elementary school to even use it. It was terrible. Like, I don't even think I used it that much because it was so bad. But man, I wanted one of those portable TVs so bad back in the day. Had a
This
big antenna.
the Sony I was giggling at it because we've all heard of the Sony Walkman, but it said Watchman. I'd never
Mm.
seen that before, but
I did not see that.
yeah, I thought it was really
That is
funny
pretty
that
funny.
I'm assuming it's a real product, but It's just something that you're not used to seeing these days.
Oh, yeah, I know. They're selling something hard with that, right? They're like, "Get that in the movie." All right, let's do our next category. What would
Mm,
the sequel look like? What happens the next day kinda thing?
yeah. You kick it off.
Okay, how often is Charlie actually going to visit Ray?
Yeah.
He's like, 2 weeks. That happens, like, 3 times, and then he's like, "Alright, Christmases, that's it."
He's literally on opposite ends of the country from LA to Cincinnati. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
like the door is open for a sequel, but I don't really know what you would do. I mean, the whole inciting incident is Charlie needs money, and this is how he's gonna get it. He got his money, he got out of his debts, he changed. So I guess you just go back and see Ray, but what are you gonna do? Go on another road trip, I guess. That is the point of the movie, is the buddy road trip.
I had this in hot takes, but, like, Charlie is a bad businessman.
Mhm.
Right? Like, so I was like writing the bullet points down. So I think like as a sequel, he's getting back into financial debt, right? Like his company is not going to do well. I mean, okay, let me break this down. Excuse me. All right. So let's talk about this loan because I went and did like a deep dive on um swing loans slash bridge loans because I'm like how is the car's getting there the same day that they're going to repossess. Like, how has he got it down to this timing so bad that he's
Yeah.
so desperate? I'm like, this is really bad management. And like a bridge loan is usually an interest only loan. There's not much cash that you have to front during the loan because it's
Mhm.
a lump sum payment at the end.
Mm.
So I'm like, how? And usually, to get something repossessed, you have to miss like 2 or 3 payments. So he's already 2 or 3 payments missed at this point.
Yeah.
Like, how bad of money management. I looked up how much time it takes to get a car from Europe to America, like, to get through customs and to get it on the, all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's like 3 to 8 weeks. A bridge loan usually has monthly payments. Did he take the loan out like 2 months before he ordered the cars? Like, I don't understand.
Well,
How does he not have more time?
they did say that they have down payments from the customers that they're gonna sell to. I can't remember how much, but
He already has cash.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, it's crazy. He has $80,000 in cash from down payments, and he can't float an interest payment with that for, I don't know, a couple months? And then he has a couple missed payments on top of that before they repossess the cars. I
Uh-huh.
don't get it. And then the EPA research. Your whole business is importing collectible cars, and you
Mhm.
don't know that it's not going to pass inspection when you get the car in the country. Like, how bad are you at your job? He's going out of business. There's no doubt. Sequel set up. He's already out of business again.
So he's gonna go back and see Ray and figure out how to go back to Vegas and make more money.
Yeah, and he's $3 million. Ray's got $3 million. He's going to go back and be like, look, Ray, now I love you, man. You got to get me out of it.
There it is. Go pitch the sequel. We'll write it.
Anyways, any other sequel ideas?
No, I think that's the best sequel idea anybody could have.
Ray definitely is going out of business, and he's only seeing, after a few months of, commuting back and forth to Cincinnati, he's now only, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, and he needs to rebuild his relationship with Ray to get that $3 million.
Ooh, it'll be a holiday road trip because he'll only go back on Thanksgiving or Christmas. We need more Thanksgiving movies.
Yeah, he plane, trains, and automobiles it, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
All right. You ready? Hot takes and nitpicks. I already used one of mine because we talked about the sequel, him going out of business and he being a terrible businessman. But I have actually, I think, a decent list on this one.
Okay. Here, you kick it off.
I'll, st- I'll I'll start off with my first one.
Mm-hmm.
They're in a convertible the entire movie. One, I would kill myself driving across the country in a convertible. But 2, big nitpick. Tom Cruise's hair looks amazing the whole time. I have no hair, and my hair would be messed up from that road trip. Tom
Yeah.
Cruise's hair, flaugless. Riding in a convertible, flawless hair the entire time.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's just no way. Obviously, come on. You can't do that. But it's nitpick.
It
Nitpick
is
number one.
interesting that there was only the one scene where he put sunscreen on Ray, that they addressed that, like, they are in the elements pretty much all day driving. Yeah, it's interesting that they didn't really they're perfect throughout the entire movie.
Yeah, I think the sunscreen is after he has the bathroom scene, so I think he's, like, supposed to show that he's caring about him more, I think,
Mhm. Yeah.
but
Was that
alright,
that scene was funny.
what's your first nitpick?
Oh, uh, let me see here, because that yours was kind of fun. I feel like mine got a little bit too serious. But it's
I
the
got other
only
ones, don't worry.
it's the only one that I had. But okay, this is probably going against the grain here, but for me, the nitpick that I have, I feel like the ending really fell flat for me. So they go on this big life-changing trip, right? They grow, well, Charlie grows. Ray literally stays the exact same from start to finish. But Charlie grows, his motivations change. They get to LA, and I don't know if I don't think I, like, zoned out, but maybe I zoned out. But they get to LA, and then it felt like out of nowhere he's having this custody battle over Ray and Dr. Brunner, and they're doing an evaluation and all the things. And I don't know if they explicitly say that Charlie lost a custody battle, or if they're just like, "Hey, Ray just wants we're just gonna take Ray back. It's whatever." It just felt like they had this big journey, they get back home, uh, and then Ray leaves, and that's it? It and I know that the whole moral of the story is that Charlie grows and he becomes less of a hardened person, and he falls in love with having a brother and having a family when he was estranged from his dad and all the things. But on paper, Charlie, he's really the only person that anything changes for, and even then, it's only, like, his personal financial situation, I guess. He's he's not as shitty as of a businessman as he was 7 days prior, but Ray goes home and it's like nothing really changed after that. It just kinda like that's the end of the movie, done. And I guess I don't know what I was expecting from it. I didn't know if I was like, Ray's gonna move in with him and they're gonna have, this really funny, quirky life and all the things, but yeah, it just kind of felt like it was snatched away and it just everything went back to how it was a week prior.
No, that's a good point. Yeah, maybe because the second time seen it, like, I knew how the movie was gonna end and that Ray goes back. I think so that was not the original ending, that was written. I think they
Mhm.
had him staying in LA, and there was a little bit more of a darker ending, but it was rewritten to be, like, maybe more realistic, I think is how they decided to do that.
Mhm. And I do I
Because at the end of the day oh, good.
well, I was gonna say, I do appreciate so they do have that scene where they get across the idea of, okay, well, what's life gonna be like if Ray lives with Charlie? Ray wakes up and he wants to make I think he's like waffles, like Eggo waffles or something, and the toaster doesn't open, he sets off the fire alarm. Luckily, Charlie's in the house, and he, you know, calms him down and all the things, but it gives you that glimpse of Ray cannot be self-sufficient here. Like, he needs to go back to Wellbrook. So they kind of set the stage for it, but
Mhm.
it's still just, yeah, for me personally, it felt like we went through this big journey together that was really fun and entertaining. And you got to see Charlie change as a person. And, they had this big win in Vegas, and then it just stops and game over. But that was like I
Yeah.
said, that not a fun nitpick, but for me, I was like, I love, like, the whole, like, first 3/4 of this movie was great, but the ending, I was like, "Man, come on, I wanna see him have fun."
Yeah, I wonder if in the sequel, right, with, like, is Charlie trying to move to Cincinnati, or is he trying to get Ray to LA, maybe there's a bonding, there's a way to put the brothers back together in the
Yeah.
sequel too.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be really fun to see because like, they are they're the whole reason that this movie is so fun to watch is them 2 as brothers and how they interact. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe that sequel will get made one day. That'd be kind of fun to see them in their older years.
We are in the legacy sequel era, right, of Hollywood. So.
That's true.
All right, my next one. So Raymond shows throughout the movie, right? Like there's like certain situations that like triggers him, right? Like getting on the plane when Charlie tries to hug him, when the bathtub is getting filled, right? And like sometimes it's noise, sometimes it's touching, sometimes it's all these different things, right? There is no way in hell that Raymond is doing well in a casino full of people screaming around him. There's no way.
Yeah. That's a great point. I did think when they get at the bottom of the escalator and they walk out, I was like, he's going to freak out. He has to. It's so loud.
I don't know. It's just against his character. I was like, there's no way that he actually like can handle it.
Yeah. Or I guess on that same string that he could sit at that table for long enough without getting super distracted. He's like a puppy. He's just all over the place, bouncing, going from one thing to the next.
Yeah, and like all the people start gathering around them and they're touching him and they're on top of each other. He's like, I'm out, bro. I'm out.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that, but you're exactly right.
All right, my next one.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if they ever talk about the age difference in the movies. They throw around a lot of dates, but Dustin Hoffman is like 25 years older than Tom Cruise.
Mm.
So there's a significant difference. If Dustin Hoffman's parents were, or Raymond's parents had him at 18, that would make them 43 when they had Charlie. Like, I don't know. I love them as brothers. Again, This is like the same thing with the Philadelphia story. There's such a big age gap between them. And maybe it's just like, that's just Hollywood, right? But it's just such a big age gap between them. I'm like, what are these parents doing? Why'd they have to? They're like, oh, we should have kids 25 years later. That sounds a good idea.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Okay, for example, my grandparents, I think the age gap between my mom and her eldest sister was something crazy, like 14 or 16 years or something. Not as big, but still, they did it back then. Who knows?
Yeah, that's true.
But you're right. It's a pretty big age gap that seems kind of weird. And they did have the same mom, right? It wasn't a different mom for Charlie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they talk about his mom and how she died in 62, and it's like they talk about how it's the same person. I don't know. It's just, yeah. I mean, 25 years.
It's a big gap.
That's father or son.
Yeah. Especially like being a parent now. You imagine having another kid 25 years later.
Oh, no, just kill me. We'll get into that in a second here. I got some comments about that. But yeah, no, kill me. Okay, I think I said like one of my other ones was I talked about how he's a bad business person.
Mm-hmm.
I talked about how he is about how that there's really no way that like I don't know how they keep this a secret from him, right? The brothers, that he is like a brother, institutionalized brother that he's never heard of. Like, one, why?
Yeah.
Why keep it a secret?
Yeah. What's the point?
I don't even understand. It's not like when they're estranged, I get like him not telling him stuff. But, for the first 16, 18 years of his life, he's living with his dad. Why?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't get it.
No,
I don't know.
Yeah. No, I don't think they never really explain it, right?
No, it's super odd, super weird. I mean, like, and it's needed for the movie, but like, doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So here's my last one. So the first time I watched this movie, to your point, like, Charlie's kind of a huge dick for half of the movie, and you warm up to him, and it's all great. It's got a great character arc. The second time I watched this movie, now that I have like toddlers and little children, I related to Charlie in an increasing amount. I was like, Charlie, no, I'm not as big as a dick of him, but like, I'm like, he might be my spirit animal. Cause I'm like, there are so many things in this that I'm like, oh my God, that's what I would do with my kid. I get it when they're being really frustrating and they're not listening. Like the scene, I got a couple notes on the different scenes that I was like, I did this with my kid. Okay. Raymond wants his books when they're at the hotel, so he gives them a phone book because that's the only thing that's there. There's so many times I've been with my kids, we don't have anything. I'm like, I don't know, play with my shoe. Here's my shoe. Just take something and stop yelling. I get it. I'm like, I get you, Charlie. I get it. The Kmart scene where he's got the underwear, right? And he pulls off and he's like just stomping in the road, screaming. I have a story. So my son, he's probably 1.5, maybe 2 years old. And I get a blue slushie. Or sorry, this is my wife gets a blue slushie from Sonic. And he's like, I want that. And she's like, I want to drink it too. So we have his cup in front of his face. She pours the blue slushie in his cup. Not acceptable. He wants it out of the cup. Screamed for 30 minutes as we drove home. We get home and he sees, it was during Christmas. He sees Christmas lights outside. He's like, oh, look at the lights. I'm like, you just screamed for 30 minutes in the car and now you want to look at lights. I'm like, I get it. I'm out on the road too going like, are you kidding me? Just take the,
It's all the same
relate
underwear.
to it. When they go to that like farmhouse and there's the TV, right? And he's like, look, we're going to watch the cartoons, what they're watching. And it's like ends up being People's Court, what he wants to watch. So many times I'm like, look, we're not going to watch that. We're going to put on something. Nope. Ends up being the kids thing. Cause I'm just like, I can't fight with you any longer. So I don't know. There's just so many times in this movie that I'm like, this is me and my 4-year-old.
That's a great call out. I think when he first meets Charlie at Wellbrook and he says, Charlie, Ray, let's go take a walk. And they go down to the pond and Ray's just looking around and Charlie gets so angry at him. And he's like, why, Ray, what are you looking at? The ducks are right here. Why are you looking at the ducks? And it's something that's, yeah, I could feel that. I relate to that.
I think Charlie says, he's like, when I said stop, why didn't you stop? And I'm like, I've literally said that so many times to my kids. Why didn't you stop? Why I told you to stop. Why didn't you stop? So yeah. No.
So you are, in your older years, you are Charlie.
Yeah, more than I like to admit, I think. I'm much nicer to my kids than he is, right? I'm less malicious in the beginning. I had better intentions, but there's parts for sure.
Funny.
All right, you ready to end it?
Should this be a classic?
You go first. What's your thoughts?
I mean, even though the ending wasn't a home run for me, it's absolutely still a classic. I think as soon as you get like the first introduction between Charlie and Raymond and them together, it's just so fun to watch. And it makes sense. Everything from growing up listening to my parents talk about this movie and quote this movie to reading all of the baseball card MVP stats that this movie put up in 1988. I think it absolutely deserves the title of classic. It is American cinema at its finest. It's a classic movie.
Yeah, I completely agree. To me, this is a hard yes. Like, I loved this movie. I think it's this is the second time I've watched it, and I liked it more rewatching it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't speak to, like, the accuracy of the autism in the movie or how that, those kind of narratives will age over time. Like, I don't, but, like, the character moments, the relationship between Charlie and Ray is just like, it's like cinema, it's film magic, right? It's like cinema magic. It's perfect. I love it so much. And I had like such a good time with it again, like rewatching it for myself. Yeah, easy classic to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I feel like some of the other movies.
I think
you go ahead.
I was gonna say something stupid. You go ahead.
No, I feel like several of the other movies that we've talked about so far, they're kind of like on the fence, like, yeah, Dave is really good, but some of the others, like, I don't know. This was like, without question, it's a classic. It deserves that list.
Yeah. No, because like I think our only other one we gave like this is a true classic was Dave, and I'm telling you, Bonnie Hunt, commonality, right? Bonnie Hunt's in the film; it's a classic.
Yeah. That's
what it takes.
So what's up next then? Jumanji? I think Bonnie Hunt was in Jumanji, right? That's the next classic on the
Jumanji,
list.
cheaper by the dozen. All right, man. Well, let's any other final thoughts you have on the movie?
No, it was I'm happy that we watched it because I'll be honest, I don't know if I would have watched Rain Man on my own. So like this was really fun to go and watch it and see a movie that, I think everybody needs to see Rain Man. And, I'm a big fan. I'm happy we got to do it.
Me too. That was great. All right. Well, everyone, thanks for listening. And, keep popping that popcorn.
Pop that shit. Hey.